Hey y'all. All right. Um, I might go off on a tangent right now because I'm having big feelings about things, lots of things. Um, and I think one of the things definitely is how our country is being abused by the current president. And I don't I don't know. I think we should really start to recognize the behaviors that this person is displaying as abusive. Just like if a spouse is abusing their spouse and they might not yet be hitting them, but they might be, saying very disparaging things or doing very disparaging things towards them, and it's still abusive. And this to me, and I'm just going to be honest, I've never been in an abusive relationship, but this is what it would look like, I think, where the person is gaslighting you, basically. And let me just preface this. I know, like, a lot of people throw these words around. It comes from the movie with uh, a 1940s movie where the woman was being uh, fooled into believing that she's going insane. And part of it was the back then the movie was set, even though the movie was made in the 40s, it was set back into, like, I guess the early teens of the 1900s. But they had gas lights, thus gaslight. But anyway, so this feels like an abusive relationship where the spouse is being good to you one minute and then they're being manipulative the next, and then they're being cruel the next, and you don't know what to believe. You don't know what to believe, and that's what gaslighting is, based from that movie. I highly recommend people watch it instead of just using the word. But anyway, um, yeah, if you were watching the movie, the woman, she had to kind of, like, get a grip on her own sense of reality. That's kind of how she ended up saving herself in a way. Like, I'm not going to spoil it for y'all, but she kind of had to hang her sense of reality on something, and have, not to say that she needed validation, but she also needed some kind of grounds in reality. And I think we all need to have that. I think those of us who already know what's going on knows what's going on. But those people who might still be watching certain news outlets that are telling them, oh, like, all of a sudden now there's a problem when there was a problem this whole entire time. People fail to pick up an encyclopedia or a dictionary to know what a tariff is in the first place. And, or even worse, I mean, I can go, like I said, I have a lot of big feelings where this can go a lot of different directions, my rant. But I can see how all of these things come together in a perfect storm where people get manipulated so much into thinking that things are one way. And then when they finally tell you the truth, you don't even believe them. Thus the tariffs. Okay? Now, when it comes to having put tariffs on things and everybody going, like, really unsure, panicking, things like that, and then him removing tariffs, that's a manipulative ploy, y'all. There's so many things going on there. Um, and this is just, I don't even do the stock markets. I'm aware of what they are, how they work. I do have savings there, not enough to, like, be terribly upset right now because there's people who've lost tens of thousands of dollars in the last couple of days. Tens of thousands of dollars. And I just also am aware that people can take advantage of the dips, the big extreme dips of the market fluctuating. And I wouldn't be surprised if it weren't some of his, administration benefiting from that too. Okay, just saying. That's why I'm saying it's very highly manipulative. It's like he can put them on and take them off anytime he feels like it. Doesn't that sound like an abusive spouse to me? It does, it sounds like torture. It's a form of torture. And I don't know if people are aware that that's what's happening. And I also wonder if we need to all just stand our ground as much as possible. Okay? Because he is keeping people like emotionally unstable so he can continue to manipulate people. But if we start to recognize it for what it is, maybe we can do something about that. Like people can't, and this is in my everyday. So people can't manipulate you if they can't get to you. So he's doing these things to get to people, so he can manipulate people. Okay, that's all it is, and to like have his cronies benefit also. Okay. hmm To have his I guess, I don't know, goons or whoever they are to benefit from what he's doing. It's like, and I think what really gets me is the ignorance, and I don't mean this in a harmful way. What I mean by ignorance is that people just don't know, and what I mean by people, Americans, how other governments work and how other governments have gone through similar things like this. We need to find our brethren in other countries and ask, like, hey, y'all, like, what we gonna do? What can we do? What have y'all done? That's what I'm saying. It's like we've got to start finding ways to combat this. We're not the first nation to have somebody like this in office. We're not. And in office in the United States, probably, maybe. Okay? But we don't have to suffer. We don't have to let him get to us like this. That's why a lot of Black people are sitting down, driving around like I am right now. I'm not upset. I'm just trying to tell y'all, like, look, if you go to other countries or study other countries, like the countries that y'all used to make fun of, with banana republics and all this other stuff, it's like people survive. Okay, I'm gonna just tell you that. That's one thing that they do need. They need bodies to rule over and terrorize, right? So we just need to know how to survive and do better. Humans are very, very adaptable creatures. Appreciate it. Humans are very adaptable creatures. Okay, that's to our benefit. And I just hope more people start to realize, instead of sitting around saying, well, who's going to save us? It's you, y'all. It's you. Everything everybody's been saying that has had a rant to say about this, we've been saying it. It's you. It's more than just going into a street with a sign. Okay, we got to start, find those folks out there on the streets. That way you know who to trust, right? But you got to start organizing and start making plans, like for real plans. Like last night, when I was scrolling, which I should have been asleep, I was scrolling and there was a gentleman on who was basically saying, "Oh, he is a driver for a food supplier, and we don't necessarily need grocery stores. Okay, if you form, neighborhood coalitions and things like this, pool together your money, PTCAs and all the other rigmarole. If you are like-minded, we can pool our resources together." That's an idea. Just saying it. Pull your resources together. We are not like if we are. I think they use, and again, like I said, I can go all over everywhere with this. Use our American individualism against us. That's basically what they're doing. They're saying, "Oh, you're an individual. Dog eat dog. Compete, compete, compete. Oh, look at them over there. They got a bigger house than me. I need to have a better car." So they're banking on your greed and sense of capitalism, when really, if we just start working together, like for real, just saying, like for real, okay? I don't know, but I definitely got some big feelings about the current state of affairs and how my family might need to make some moves. Like there's some moves that are already being made, and there are things that we can be doing more of. And I'm just sharing some insights. It's like we got to let go of this cowboy mentality of like, oh, it's all about me and I'm top dog and this and that. We got to come together. Okay? We really, really, really do. With that, I say, take care.